here, turning lives around. Lift up your hands. I worship, I worship.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You're listening to Source of Information. This is Gilbert Franklin. As always, you could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. You're looking at a new Gilbert Franklin today without the beard. So in case you guys are wondering. So what we're going to talk about today is Medicare 101. Okay, Medicare 101 and enrollment, the open enrollment is set to open in about 14 days. So I want to make sure that you are well educated about what's going to happen and what your expectation should be. For example, just before I got on air, one of my patients got an invitation to go to Red Lobster to sit down and listen to the change that happened in the plan. Now, that's something that you have to be very careful about because, of course, there's a lot of changes that's happening this coming year, and we'll go into that a little bit. But as well, there's I feel give me a chance. I feel naked without the headset for some reason. I'm not hearing anything anyway, so we'll take that off until we could straighten out. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes this coming year, and we're going into them as a whole. But you have to also be careful because there's some good people that are doing good things. There's some not so good people that's doing things that unscrupulous things. So you have to be very careful which invitation that you accept, which one you don't. Of course, all the invitations start with food. Not it's good now. Thank you. All the invitations start with food. Okay, not all invitation is necessarily a good invitation because the purpose of that invitation is to disenroll you from your current plan and re-enroll you to a new plan. In most cases, what end up happening is that removing you from your doctor and put you with a new doctor, or change you completely out of the insurance and then put you with another doctor, or if they can, they'll keep you with your doctor. But then what's going to happen is that a lot of the times that if there's procedures that is scheduled for you to go see a specialist, then now there's some reorganization that have to be made. For example, if your primary care already set up referrals for you to go see that particular doctor, and then you show up on the 1st of November with a new insurance card, now they're going to have to redo the referral all over again, and so that's going to delay your care. So that's one thing to consider. So if you are certain about the plan that you are on right now, if you like your plan and you like your doctor, stay with it. In short, but let me get into some of the things that this year that you're going to see. First of all, you should expect to get an increase of 2.7 to 2.8%. Now, everyone that's receiving SSI, everyone that's receiving retirement benefit, everyone that's receiving um, spousal benefits, survival benefits, all of them, every single one of you will receive an increase of 2.7 to 2.8. Now, they're waiting on the last CPI for this month for them to come to a conclusion whether they're going to do a 2.7% or 2.8%. But one thing for sure, inflation has been in the rise. And so that's where we are right now in regarding to the increase that everybody's expecting. On an average, you should be expecting about a $54 increase. And remember, every time that you get an increase, at the same token, you get an increase in the Part B premium. The Part B premium will be $206.50. So now, those of you who are eligible for Medicaid or QMB, which is a qualified Medicare benefits, or Q1, again, same program, then the state will pay your Part B premium for you. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. We are going to take the call in between while we give you that information. So if you have any question in between that time, you need a much clearer understanding of it, of what we're talking about. You're welcome to give me a call now. And don't forget that we are also live on YouTube and Facebook, WSRF 1580 AM, both on YouTube and Facebook. And you could subscribe to this show every time we're on the air. Then we'll definitely make sure that you receive a notice or you receive the show in your inbox. And you could always view it all over again and share it with a friend. Okay? Again, it's WSRF 1580 AM. And so if you're watching us for the first time, welcome. Welcome. All right. So now let's give you I think the last thing we said, the last thing we were just talking about was the increase that you are about to receive in both the Part B premium, which is $206.50, and 2.7 to 2.8% of your retirement benefit. Okay, but let me give you I think we're working backward. Let me give you a small history or a review how you for those of you that's just turning 65. Let me give you a small review of how you got here. And I'm not talking about the age-wise. I'm talking about how do you get to, when you reach 65, how do you get to a point that you are getting your Medicare and potentially getting an early retirement if you decide to do that? Well, every time while you were working, roughly about 13% of your they were taxing 13% of your total gross income, which went for Social Security retirement benefit. And there's a small percentage that they also took from you for Medicare. So after 10 years of paying into Social Security and Medicare, then automatically you've acquired 40 quarters for you to be eligible to receive Social Security retirement benefit and Medicare. Now, let's take a different scenario. If in between that time, that 10 years, you didn't reach 65 and you had an accident, then you become disabled, then you'll be eligible to receive disability benefit. And the disability benefit, you continue to receive an amount, and when you turn 65, it doesn't stay as disability benefit. Now it automatically changed to retirement benefit. You still continue to get the same amount that you were getting. And now the difference is that the limitation that they had on you and regarding to whether you could work, or how many hours you could work, those limitations are no longer there. So 40 quarters. Now, if you healthy, you continue to work, then you've accumulated your 40 quarters. Now what you're doing is basically you're still going to pay Medicare, but the money that you're paying towards Social Security retirement benefits will allow your retirement benefits to continue to increase. There's something that not too long ago I found out is that for those of you that's whether you past 62 or you turn 62 this year, well, next year this increase that they're giving, whether it's 2.7 to 2.8, you will receive that increase as well. So as long as you're 62 years and up, that increase applied to you too. So your benefits, you may not. I think it's safe to say that any of you that has a My account, a Social Security My account, then starting the first of the month, the first of the year, you should go on My account and look how much that 2.7 to 2.8% represent for you as a person that haven't take out your benefits yet. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So that's the number to call if you have any question regarding that. Now, in regarding to your benefits, the benefits really have stayed the same throughout. You're still not paying anything for your doctors. You're still not paying anything in a lot of cases, anything for specialists. And right down the line, whether it's whether it's a labs, whether it's a diagnostic, there's zero copay across the board for those services. I think where you see a great difference is what you call the maximum out of pocket. I went blank for example. The maximum allowed out of pocket. So, to depend on the plan that you're on, it varies. Some are 3,000 and change. Some are 2,500. And what I've seen is 3,400 maximum out of pocket for some of the benefits, and 2,500 for the lesser one. And so throughout, it all depends on which plan that you picked previously, and the change that they will make according to that plan for this year. And as you know, every year, Medicare allowed the Medicare Advantage plans to make changes in each one of those benefits. The other thing that you should know is that when it comes to Part D, and I'm going to go into Part D a little bit further, because Part D is your prescription drugs. I had a gentleman that called me over the week, and he told me that, he already activated his Part A. Part A is already activated. Even Part B is already activated. But if you don't do anything with it in terms of adding a Medicare Medicare Advantage plan, then if you're allowed at 3 months to expire, then you won't be able to join a Medicare Advantage plan if you don't have a special election period. So, a savvy agent will use different election period that they have to enroll you in a particular plan. I won't go into those details because the fact that, one, I haven't been an agent for a while now, and most of it, I'm just getting back into things and going to some of the plan's presentation. So we've done the work for you. We've done the homework for you. When you call me and I tell you to make sure you join a Medicare Advantage plan, if you're in Broward, you could call me and we will take care of that for you. It is very important. We don't cry wolf when you come to see me. I don't cry wolf just for the sake of crying wolf. It's very important. It's very important that you do exactly the information that I'm sharing with you, because down the line, it's going to affect your pocketbook. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So you want to join a Medicare Advantage plan. And here's the reason why you should be enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare by itself, there's a lot of things they don't cover. In fact, Medicare by itself has co-payment and deductibles and co-insurance. Medicare by itself does not cover vision, hearing aid, vision, hearing aid. What am I missing? Vision, hearing aid. There's a third one. I just drew a blank on it. But there's 3 items that they do not cover, and I just gave you 2 of them. And in a minute, the third one will come to me. Is vision, hearing aid, and anybody who's listening could refresh my memory for the third one. Please call. So those items it does not cover. So that's why you need a Medicare Advantage plan that's going to cover your vision, that's going to cover your hearing, and that's going to cover your dental. That's the third one. You guys took too long to correct me. So it's going to cover you. The third one is dental. So if you don't have the Medicare Advantage plan, then you're not going to be covered for those items. So that's the second reason why you should make sure that you enroll in the Medicare Advantage plan. The third reason is that Medicare by itself covers you 80%. The other 20%, you're responsible for it. To put it in perspective for you, if you go into the hospital, you have a surgery. The surgery costs $100,000. Well, Medicare is going to pay $80,000, then you're going to get a bill for $20,000. I'll put it in a different way for you, because maybe the $100,000 is out of a bit exaggerated. Of course, there's certain surgery or your length of stay in a hospital could quickly get to that. But if you're having a simple surgery, you went to with just your Medicare, present the Medicare, they accept it, and it's $1,000. Well, Medicare going to pay $800, and they're going to send you a bill for $200. You need to have a Medicare Advantage plan with it, so the Medicare Advantage plan could cover you fully for everything. And I just love to see those individuals that extremely intelligent and, you know, further ahead by not listening or thinking that they know better, they end up costing themselves penalty for not enrolling on time. Speaking about penalty, now the Part D, there's a period that you should be enrolled in Part D. If you're not enrolled in Part D, there is a penalty for not enrolling on time. If you allow that 3 months to go by and you haven't enrolled in a Part D, then they will penalize you. So to avoid all this, it's very simple. You enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. The Medicare Advantage plan already have a Part D program. They will make sure that you have you are covered for dental, you are covered for hearing, you are covered for optometry. So those 4 items, you want to make sure that those items are covered. Here's another thing. You want to make sure that if you're thinking about joining a plan, you want to make sure that your existing doctor or specialist, they also participate on that particular plan. In other words, they accept those plans or that plan. Because you don't want, when you show up to your doctor's office and they tell you that, oh, you're not active with us. And then you say, what does that mean? You know, I didn't sign anything. And that's the common response. And yes, you did. Or somehow you did give your approval to someone to do something. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row, covered everything. If you're willingly want to make a change, simply make your decision and make sure that when that person is sitting in front of you, you have a list of questions that you want to hear, you want to get some answer for. What are the list of questions that you have? What's the process for referrals? Do this plan have referrals? Can I go see my specialist without a referral? In most cases, most of the plans will tell you no. But if it requires referrals, then the office of your primary care will authorize will create the referrals, send it to the health plan for the health plan to authorize it, and then so you could go see your specialist. Now, the second half, what I would like to talk about is fraud. I think we really cover Medicare and what to expect this coming year. Oh, one of the biggest things is, it has been one of the biggest things and continue to be when we thought that they would eliminate it. But that flex card, they call it a flex card now, at some point that you will get about $215, or some plan have it at $250. Another plan have it at $275. You would get a credit card so that you could go do food shopping with that card. You could pay your electrical bill phone bill. This is some of the things that they have. That amount in most cases, one plan stays the same, and in other places they've increased it. Not as much to be on par with the plan the plan that's leading the this thing. So the flex card is back on, and you have to use the full amount that's on the card. So if you have $215 before the month end, use that amount completely. Another thing that you will continue to get with your benefit is the OTC. Don't take the OTC for granted, because these are products that you need, you use, and simply you just every month you pick exactly what you want, have it shipped to your house, and make sure this is something that you're going to utilize. I've seen people say requested for 10 Colgate. You don't need 10 Colgate. Try and diversify what you take in, so that you have in your house that you have the product that you need. Whether it's vitamins, whether it's first aid kit, whether it's incontinence product. So you have in that book, you have a variety of things you could pick from. So take full advantage of that. So now let's talk a little bit about fraud. Because around this time of the year, there's a lot of people that if they're not working, or at one point, if they were in the real estate business, when the real estate business had slowed down, they went out and got a insurance license. Well, those people right now, what they're doing is join as an agent and take the opportunity right now to go out. I think we have a call. We're going to take our first call. Hello, you on the air.
Yeah, hello, bonsoir. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to, hi Gilbert. I just want to ask you a question. Let's say someone's on, okay, they have the Part A in Medicare and Part B. Okay, they're not into a plan. Is out-of-pocket money, is it going to raise more this year, or will it stay the same?
If they just have just Medicare only?
I would say so. So let's say that last year, I think this year it went up to 187 something 50. Will the price be higher on the next term?
Oh, you referring to the Part B premium?
Yeah, the Part B premium. If they're not into an Advantage plan, will they pay more? Will the price goes up? Will they raise the price more for them to pay out of pocket?
Very good question. See, the Part B premium, whether you're in a Medicare Advantage plan or not, you're still going to pay it. Right now, it's $186.50. Well, come January, it's going to be $206.50.
Oh my God, that's high.
Okay, but those of you who's eligible for Medicaid, which everyone that comes to my office, we screen you for that, and we file for those benefits for you. So the state is going to pay that amount for you. You will receive your full amount.
Okay, so who should have Medicaid? Who is? I'm asking a question. Who is eligible for Medicaid?
Okay, Medicaid is a income-based program, and what I mean by that, they base it on how much. They base it on, like they're going to come with the 2026 Social Security eligibility report. It's going to give you right now. The average American are receiving $1,645 in Social Security. So that's the average. So
Okay.
the average American right now, at the very least, that are receiving that, they'll be eligible to receive at least what they call Q1. Q1 is the last stage where you'll be eligible for the state to pay your Part B premium, which Q1 only covers you for the Part B. Unlike if you have full Medicaid, it covers you for your co-payment, co-insurance, and the Part B, Part A, and Part B. So
If someone owns a home and they don't have Medicare, would they be able to apply for Medicaid?
yes. I always say to anyone that's listening, yes, when I get on the air, I give you certain amounts that the eligibility amount when it comes out. But you should not allow that to stop you from trying to be to see if you're eligible for these programs, because there's various ways that, for example, if you have an additional person in your household, well, for two people's household, there's an eligibility amount. For 3 people in the household, it's a different amount. So you should base it on just send an application in.
Okay. So that means if someone owns their own property home, and I know in New York, if you own a home, you only you are available only for Medicare. But now, since we live in South Florida, is it possible for someone who owns a home could get Medicare and also apply for Medicaid?
Yes.
Is that
yes.
That could happen?
Yes.
Ah.
The only exception is if you have a second home. In the second home, you're renting it.
Okay.
So that's considered as income. So when you take that amount and put it on top of what you're receiving from Social Security, and if you work in your salary, you're well over the income limit.
Okay. So if someone does not have a second home, so that means will they still be eligible to get Medicaid?
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Oh, yes. It depends on their income. If their income is
it depends. Oh, it's different than New York.
Yes.
Oh, it's different. So you think any Part B, if anyone in New York receiving Medicare and does not have Medicaid, can they could still? Is this plan also concern New York too? Is it in New York also? I don't know. Since we live in Florida.
No, it is national. So whether you in Florida, whether you in New York, Connecticut, Boston, if throughout the United States, there's Medicaid. However, now again, it's all based on income, and it's the same amount throughout.
Okay. So certain people in New York should go for Part B, the plan, that type of plan, so they don't have to pay the extra money that for the out-of-pocket payment.
Definitely,
So
they should do that.
They should do that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for always participating.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. It seems like we have another call. Okay. Very great question that this listener was posing there. Medicaid is an income-based benefit. And what I mean by that, they base it on your income. The household income, we should say. The household income. They base it on the household income. Um, so when we're doing the application, here are what to consider, or this is what they consider to process your application. Number one, they look for your whether you're paying rent or whether you're paying you have a mortgage. Let's take the mortgage first. If you have a mortgage, they'll consider the mortgage. They'll consider your insurance. Now, obviously, if you have a mortgage, the insurance normally is tied in with the mortgage. But they'll consider maintenance. They'll consider electricity. They'll consider your phone bill. And we'll take all that into consideration to process the application and to let you know if you're eligible. If you're renting, the rent, electricity, what am I missing? Water bill for both. Water bill, rent, electricity, water bill, telephone. So those items that they take into consideration to determine whether you're eligible or not. Again, we mentioned about having a second home, the impact that if you have a second home and it's renting, then that would affect your eligibility. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So this is where we are with this. And Medicaid is worldwide. Now, there's different level of Medicaid when it comes to Medicare to cover your Medicare. There's QMB, full Medicaid, which the QMB with full Medicaid cover your co-payments, co-insurance. It covers your Part A and Part B premium. Then you go to the next level, which is Slim B. Slim B covers you for Part A, for Part B only. And that has a different level of income requirement. Now it covers you. Slim B covers A and B. I may be off the top of my head. There might be a slight discrepancy there, but Q1, which is the final level, covers only Part B. 305-945-1680, 305-945-1680. Another program that we need to talk about is low-income subsidy. The purpose of having low-income subsidy is to cover your prescription drugs. So it pays a portion of it. Let's break it down even further. Your Medicare Advantage plan will pay a portion. Your Medicaid will pay a second portion. And the third portion, that LIS will cover it so that you don't end up with any copayment. In most cases, you'll end up with zero copayment. And I think the most that you might have out of pockets maybe $6 and change. And now that amount is going to change come January, and we'll come back on air and let you know what's the current amount is. The same thing with the income eligibility, which that usually come at the beginning of the month. And starting in November, December, we should have that amount ready. Because especially once they announce the increase in Social Security, which basically that is based on CPI, which is a Consumer Price Index. That's how they decided how much benefit, how much percentage that you're going to be receiving. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Call now with your question. So we started to talk, we said we were going to cover fraud. You have to be very careful. We started to talk about it. Very careful on, first of all, your information, who you going to trust to leave that information with. In 2008, a lot of people had left their career. The market, the real estate market took a dive, and a lot of people was in trouble. I think we're probably facing a similar time right now as such. But a lot of people left their career as an agent, real estate agent, and had the license to sell Medicare Advantage plan. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's a crook, but you should be very, very careful who have your information. Because that information is going to stay with that person if they keep it for a long time. And they could come back and rewrite you without you even aware of it. So take your time, pick somebody that you trust. In this case, I can't say come to me because I'm not an agent. But yes, you could call me. I will refer an agent that I know and trust to you. Or I would tell you come to my center where we have an agent that's there every day that's going to be there to service you. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Before I forget, this Friday, I'm extending an invitation to everyone that's in the Lauderhill area, that's in Lauderdale Lakes, that's in Broward. We'll go as far as Deerfield. If you want to get more information on what we're talking about today, we're going to have an event this Friday at Alto Health. Alto Health is based on 4850 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Suite 126 in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. The zip code is 33312, I believe. And if you have my phone number, you could call me, reserve your time, your slot. Food will be served, drinks will be served, and we might even have a few gifts. So we encourage you to come and join, call us, reserve your spot, and join us on that day. It's going to start from 10 to 2. You'll have transportation to pick you up and transportation to drop you back home. It is vital, important for you to come in. And one, it gives you the opportunity to visit the clinic, and the other opportunity to be educate yourself about Medicare benefits and to find out more about the different plans that's offered. The different to educate yourself about the different plans that's out there what to look for in a plan, and what to look for in a medical center. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So if you're interested, and you should be interested, call me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. You could start calling right now, and I'll see your number, and when I leave here, I'll call you back and put you on our list of transportation list for you to be picked up. Again, the number is 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. We're looking forward to see you there. We're looking forward to share this information with you live in person, where you could have questions and we could answer them for you. Now, we've only had one person that called with the question, and those question was on point. On point. So don't stay in the house. It's a good opportunity for you to get out of the house and stretch your leg a bit. So come and join us. Okay. So we will continue about the fraud. So you have to be very careful not to share your social security number, not to share your birthday, because once it leaves your wallet or leave your mouth, then that person have authority over that. So trying to avoid from sharing your information with others. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Oh, yes, by the way, this show is sponsored by Alto Health Clinic. It's also sponsored by Clidelia Management Services. And I think that's about the two sponsored in this show. So we want to thank Clidelia Management Services and Alto Health. And yes, it also sponsored by Solis Health Plan. So you see, when we come to talk to you, we will, what's the word that I want to use? We're very well supported. That's why we're able to bring that information to you without any interruption, without any limitation, and without censorship. We have nobody to censor us, what we're saying, how we're saying it. So that's why we said to you that one of the ways that you could make sure that this show stays on the air, because you're always going to need it. Some of you are turning 65 now. Next year, another group's going to turn 65. The following year, another group going to turn 65. Every year, there's a group that's turning 65. And right now, there's about 10,000 people applying for retirement benefits or Medicare benefits per day in the United States. So you need to make sure that you go on WSRF 1580 AM and registered or abonné. But you need to do that. Don't take the show that you're receiving free. Don't take it for granted. So, in the next 5 minutes that we have, there's a friend. Well, I can't do that. There's a friend that we would have taken the opportunity to wish her happy birthday, but I was not authorized to do that. And that's somebody I think a great amount of the listeners know her well. She knows who she is. I wish her well, all the best. And hopefully she'll call in the second half. So let's do a recap of what we discussed. The Medicare 101 versus the Medicare benefits versus enrollment. You don't have to rush to go enroll in a new plan, if you're satisfied with your plan. What's important is you make sure that your doctor, if you like your doctor is participating on any plan that you're going to change to. He may not agree with you, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's in your best interest. What's in your best interest. So, we thank everyone that made this show possible today. The staff at WSRF, and we thank our only listeners who call us in and ask us some fantastic questions. We thank her as always. She always call us and keep us on track and come up with the right question for the moment. So we thank you. Again, we did discuss fraud to make sure that you're not sharing your information with just anyone. We're also asking you to be ready that you are going to receive an increase of 2.7% to 2.8%. They're waiting on the last report, the last inflation report, to announce it on October 15th. Remember, when you get an increase from Social Security, you also have an increase for the Part B premium. Well, everyone has been real. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be with you today. And we're looking forward to see you next time. Again, don't forget to subscribe. And listen to the show over, share it with a friend. And next time, we're going to make ourselves available to just answer more questions. I'm hoping to see a lot of you guys this Friday, again, at Alto Health at 4850 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Suite 125 in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. So call me if you need transportation, and we'll provide you with transportation. Again, my name is Gilbert Franklin. You could always reach me. Excuse me. You could always reach me at 954-667-4885. 954-667-4885. I love you guys. A bientôt. Bye-bye.
Worship you. You are here, working in